Gemini, you could be dealing with someone who is a fire sign because that's coming up very strongly. Not limited to that, but the overall block, Gemini, in this connection with you and this person is related to passion. A lot of passion, anger, frustration, bitterness, resentment. There's something painful that has taken place. It is at the root of this block for you and this person. Before I go any further, I want to let you know that this is a general reading. This is not intended to be for everyone. You will know if this reading is for you. No need to try to force the connection. Don't even try to do that. If you know you are in a happy, loving, harmonious relationship, just scroll on past through this because I don't want to put anything in your mind. This is for a couple that has some sticky stuff that they're working through, and for most of the couples that I'm speaking to, you're not together right now. So if that doesn't sound like anything that you're working through, just keep scrolling along. Maybe I'll see you next week. Also, there's a placement out here for the connection, what the ultimate block is for you and this other person. Then I have a placement out here for what the block is for you, Gemini, what you're working through. And then I have a placement out here for the block related to this other person that is on your mind and on your heart. And this is an interesting one. I feel like in this particular reading, Gemini, I'm channeling what they're perceiving to be the challenge with you, Gemini. I don't know if that makes sense at all. So many of these messages will come forth as if I'm speaking to you from the lens of how this other person is seeing you right now, okay? So again, the King of Wands here, this is a Sagittarius card for me. You could be dealing with someone who's a Sagittarius, but the vibration of the King of Wands is all about passion and arrogance and being set in your ways. I'm going to do this thing. This is the action I'm going to take. I don't care who gets in the way. It's like a drive and a fire that can be relentless, okay? So that's the King of Wands, but I asked God, angel, spirit guides to confirm that, and I have the Two of Wands out here and the Page of Swords here. And so in a connection reading, the Page of Swords is naive, kind of childish in communication, not having empathy. It's all about logic and words, just really being kind of cold and detached, and in a youthful kind of like young energy, and then being separated. So right now, whatever this situation is, Gemini, that you're working through with this other person, there once was love, but right now it's cold. It's cold. There's a lot of distrust here, and you probably are not speaking. And when you do speak to each other, you all can't get out of the sword and wand energy with each other. It just feels like I'm not going to submit and apologize. It's on you. Like, it's your fault. It kind of feels like finger pointing, and it's gotten so out of hand until no one can really identify who's the antagonist in the story and who's the protagonist. And so that has led you all to get to a place where you're not even really speaking right now. It's a tumultuous time in this connection right now. I get the vibe that children are involved in some way, like someone has a child or you and this person have children together, and that's another layer of what this is that has made this an even more challenging thing. A very specific message that is coming up, Gemini, is that someone here, you probably are, battling for custody of the children or some type of alimony. And I say that because I have the 10 of Pentacles here with Justice here. So it just kind of feels like there's something related to legacy, family, generational wealth. And so again, it could be some type of legal battle that has been unfolding that you all are working through right now, that also is speaking to the kind of like this cold and petty energy that is happening. So that is at the deep root of what all of this is that I'm picking up in this reading. But at the root of it, there's some type of battle going on for something important, and it's kind of gotten nasty. And you know what's so funny? Thank you, God, angel, spirit guides. When I was looking at this reading and kind of sorting through and asking for confirmation on different things so I can get clear for you, some of the downloads that I just shared with you were not coming to me. So thank you, God, angel, spirit guides. But yes, it definitely feels like at the weight of this, there's some type of battle for truth. And you and this other person are doing your best to try to appeal to the courts or appear to your community, your church family, your parents. I'm getting a vibe that they're parents or elders around that you both value, where you are kind of like in a battle to show these onlookers of the situation who's at fault in an interesting way. And so another past influence is another coupling of twos energy. You have a lot of two energy out here, okay? So you have justice, that's two of swords, two of pentacles, the two of wands here. So the only two that I do not see out here is the two of cups. And that's very, very interesting because even prior to, there was a point where I was trying to confirm some energy related to this king of wands, and before I got the two of wands out here, I got the judgment card. And I said, I was just still having a hard time because that was before I got the other two, which is the justice card. So I shuffled again and the two of wands came out. So this is all about, how do I describe this, God, angel, spirit guides? Give me the words to describe this. This is all about decisions and choices. And for those of you who believe in things like cause and effect and karma and all of that, this reading gives the vibe of karma, that everything that you and this other person are doing, be very careful, because there is something hanging in the balance here. And it feels like spirit is really paying attention for what characteristics show up from the two of you in this connection to understand where this justice is going to go, right? So if there's anything that you're working through that feels like, okay, I'm getting out of character, like this is not me, and I'm worried about karma, that is the nudge to slow down and think about what is it that you really want to do here? What is the real intention? What is the real battle here? Because you have a lot of two energy all up and through this. The ones that I just shared with you, the person that you're dealing with have a two. On your end, I don't see a two, but I see some other cards that are cards of concern that I want to share with you. The future between you and this person right now is there's not a lot of love. There's a lot of hopelessness here. The way that you all are handling each other, it does not feel like there's any love, empathy. It's like that has all gone away. And at a deeper level, as I shared with you briefly, the Wheel of Fortune out here in the Magician, this feels like this can kind of go any way that you all want this to go. You and this other person, through this kind of battle energy that you're in, you can literally make this work out in a smooth way, or it can be a tumultuous, bumpy Wheel of Fortune ride all the way until the wheel fall off. But Spirit wants you to know that you have power here. And it also feels like, based off of how you all are going right now, it's gradually getting uglier. And it's also bringing out between the two of you this kind of like magician energy where it's just like, I'm going to do whatever I need to do to win. And it's kind of pulling you or this other person or both of you kind of out of character in a very interesting way. But Spirit is showing up right now. I feel it around me is be conscious about what you're doing and saying, what things can never be erased. If you're dealing with things related to court stuff, that the guidance would be careful about what dries in ink, because that is going to be with you and this other person forever. And just to be mindful about that, okay? And I still do feel like it has to do with family, legacy, alimony, money, something related to sharing assets and needing to prove that one of you or both of you are deserving of the assets that are on the table right now. Okay, so I go on over to you, Gemini, and the first card that comes out is honesty. And beneath that, it says, I can't always expect the truth from others, but I can expect it from myself. You probably remember back when I first came on, I said, I want to caution you because I feel like I'm channeling their perspective of you through this reading. So I want to say that again, because this person that you're dealing with feels like you're not being honest about something here. Adversity is another card that came up as a block. It says, I accept that challenges are the best way to learn. And then the next card that popped out, the final card that popped out, was raise your vibration here. Again, it just feels like something about what's happening right now has turned into an ugly, nasty fight. And Gemini, right now in your vibration, according to this person, or just it could be real or perceived, you're not yourself right now. But the 10 of Swords popped out as your main overarching block. And so this feels like it's you in the tarot, Gemini, but it also feels like deep betrayal. Like whatever this has been, maybe they did something or they said something, maybe they revealed some type of truth that probably wasn't supposed to get out, like maybe a secret, and it was like a stab in the back, like they betrayed you in this battle. And then out of that, it's like all gloves are off. And it's like, I got something for you. So you came with some strategy. You came with something to this person felt like maybe a glove from in the back that they didn't even know that you were going to come out with. And also this magician energy, like you're going to use your power to spin this back around and put this back on this person. This person feels like you've been talking to maybe like a matriarch, or you've been talking to someone's mom, or someone who has a very divine feminine energy of importance. Now, this is very specific. This isn't for everyone, but they feel like you've been talking to some type of matriarch of a family, a mom, and maybe not being completely honest about something here. And then when it comes to having the wish fulfillment, the thing that you want, whatever it is that you're doing this for, there's a level of worry. Like it's out of balance. It's like, I have to do this because this person lied on me, or they did this. So here, this is my get back. This is my tag back. I'm going to hit you where it hurts. That's what it feels like you're working through, Gemini. Again, whether that is real or perceived, that is a block that's happening on your end. It's blocking you in some way, that energy. And I think that's why that raise the vibration card is out here, as well as adversity. It just feels like there's a lot of caution around you and this other person. Now, what's really interesting too, Gemini, is that beneath your deck is the King of Pentacles, and beneath that is also the Devil. And so the King of Pentacles is the provider, okay? And then on their end, there's a provider card that popped out, and kind of feels like just a lot of toxic, dark energy that is coming up. And maybe you've been revealing this, or maybe sharing the truth about this. And it has gotten, as I keep saying and reiterating, it has gotten kind of ugly in some interesting ways, okay? So I go on over to the person that you're dealing with, Gemini, and the first card that popped out for their block is strength and guidance. And so the block is that they don't know how to have that right now, because they also are in this place of kind of fighting unfair. Loneliness here. And then it says, I know that I am never alone. You might not be able to see this, but whatever situation is unfolding, Gemini, between you and this other person, it feels like this person feels, you know, obviously both of you feel betrayed, but I think you would be shocked to know that this is really penetrating this person at a very deep level, because they might, if they're a fire sign person, they're probably really showing up strong and audacious. If you all are going in and out of court, or you have an arbitrator who is mediating things between the two of you, it probably shows that they're just, you know, in their body, they're clear, they're poised, but deep down, there's a sense of sadness about this. And I'll talk to you more about that in just a moment. Cut the cords. So they're working through that. They're trying to figure out, how do I just accept that this is done. It feels like this person's trying to just really wrap their mind around the losses and accept that. Spirit is wanting them to have patience through what this is that they're working through. I accept that everything happens in divine order. So the block for them is the same card that popped up for the block for the connection. That is the King of Wands here. And I confirm that energy with the King of Pentacles, and they're worried as well. And so the block for them is that they're showing up in that fire, you know, possibly Sagittarian energy, a leader, well put together. But how this is a block is that they're still kind of in a place of their arrogance about some things. But at the basis of it, it feels like whoever this person is was likely supposed to do something or honor something related to supporting, helping, fiscally providing, and they did not. And so deep down at the subconscious level, they know that. And it does create worry and kind of like a sense of frustration with self that they did not follow through or show up the way that maybe they were expected to, or the way that they said that they would. And maybe this is probably what kicked off all of this back and forth that's been happening. There's deep hurt though, right? So whoever punched first, I'm not exactly clear, but on this person's end, they're hurting for sure with the Libra energy here with the Three of Swords as well as the Four of Swords. So they're going through the process. They experienced the deep hurt, right? And then now it kind of feels like they're in a place after something, I think something happened on their part. I think you retaliated. And then now they're just kind of like, all right, I'm done fighting. We're just going to let this roll through. You win kind of energy here. And then some more cards with the two. They have a Two of Pentacles. I described that to you just a moment ago. And then they have the Hermit here upside down. So it could be that this is a Virgo person as well. Sagittarius. What other signs are popping up quite a bit? Yeah, those are the signs that I feel like I'm seeing a lot. Not limited to that, but I'm seeing that strongly. It could just be the energy of the reading. But they are still trying to balance things in their life. Like with all of what's happening here, they're still trying to make sure that they're free. Beneath their Fool card is you here with the Ten of Swords. So they feel this deep sense of betrayal. You might share a friend group or a community group, and some of this has become information that has gotten out to other people, and they feel hurt by that and betrayed by that, whatever this community, because I have the Three of Pentacles here. I don't know if this is like a community, the court system that I keep channeling, whatever legal thing it is, a group of friends, some type of group, but it just kind of feels like they're involved too, and it's creating a sense of pain. Okay. Yeah, you could also be dealing with someone who is a Capricorn. That's coming up as well. Now, but another card that I didn't draw attention to is that they have take action here as well. And so they're trying to figure out right now their next steps, what action they need to take in this matter. But they are spending a lot of time alone. A lot of time alone. I don't know if that helps or support something that you're working through, but if you remember back, loneliness is here. And then the Hermit in reverse. Sometimes the Hermit could mean that they're coming out of it. They've been in a hermit. But there's something about this reading that feels like whatever, if there's a group of people that you all are kind of wrapped in with, that you used to have as like your supports, it feels like they're kind of like isolating even from those people right now while they're working through that. But they're still going to work. They're still trying to balance everything. They're trying to keep it together is what this feels like right now. But there is a deep hurt, and they're really trying to push through this and work through this. And so that is what I have for you. Tough energy. I'm going to get some oracle messages out here, and then I'll close the reading. But I want to get some messages out here, archangel messages, because this is a tough energy that you are working through. It just feels like all of this and what all of what this has been has gotten you all out of character. And you're probably not feeling this right now, but there used to be love here. There used to be something that felt endearing and connecting here, and it can be really painful to feel all of that go away and leave. And so my heart is with you. God, angel, spirit guides for Gemini, what are some final messages for Gemini that you have? Oh, what else? Anything else? You have two out here. The first one says, you are on the right path. That's a wonderful card to get and feel. It says, Archangel Michael, I call upon you now. Thank you for giving me loud and clear guidance that I easily understand. Thank you for motivating me and filling me with the courage and confidence to make beautiful life changes. That's a beautiful card. That's a prayer that you can lean into or recite through this time if you feel like you need that. Your home is protected by angels. That is powerful. This just is your home, but it also feels like everything is protected. You are protected. The prayer is, Archangel Michael, thank you for watching over my home and its inhabitants. I ask that you post guardian angels at each window and door. I love this. I've never seen this card pop out before. Ensuring its security. Thank you for guiding my finances so that I can easily afford to pay my rent, mortgage, and taxes. This is powerful. Thank you, God, angel, spirit guides. We claim it. Gemini, I love you. I wish you well in the world. And I hope that you are able to glean some type of insight, something that supports you along the way in your journey. And I will see you next week in another Four Paths Healing Tarot message. Take care. Bye.